All right, Brody, coming off a regular season title clinching 4-game series win over St. Martin's on the road last week. You entered the series needing to win one more game than Western Oregon. Talk about your team's mindset approaching a series, understanding what you had to do, and then going out and doing it.
I think the whole week we just focused on winning one game at a time. So, just took it one game, had to win that one to win the next one, and then didn't really worry about what Western did. We just had to take care of our own business.
Talk a little bit about the starting pitching and really the whole pitching staff as a whole. You guys gave up only 2 runs in the 4-game series. That's the fewest runs ever in a GNAC 4-game series. Talk about the efforts from Game 1 through Game 4.
Yeah, our pitchers have been great lately. Our starting pitcher's going deep into games, so that saves the bullpen. And then just really keeping the ball in play and then letting our defense make plays for them, and everything's been working great.
You guys turned 6 double plays in the series. 5 of those ended in inning. You were involved in most of them. Talk about being able to get 2 outs and 1 more often than not, and how much momentum that gave your team.
I think it just helps our whole team. Whenever the pitcher can have confidence in us to turn double plays, it helps them, and obviously it's exciting and keeps the game moving.
Take me through that moment where the last out was made. What was going through your mind, knowing that you had clinched the first title in school history and that you guys would be hosting this tournament? What was it like dogpiling out there behind the mound?
It was the best feeling ever. We've been working on this for 4 years now, 5 ever since Bish has been here, and it's been a long time coming, and everybody's been working hard on it. Anytime you can dogpile on a field, it's just great. It just goes to show all the hard work that we've put in all season, and it finally paid off.
And your head coach, Rob Bishop, has been building this program. He brought you in your freshman year, and it's been 4 years since then. It's really been a grind. They've had some tough seasons, but now to have a conference title, talk about what that means to you and what it means to have a coach like that, the GNAC Coach of the Year this year.
Yeah, him getting that award, he definitely deserves it. I just feel honored to be here for 4 years and be a part of it, and everybody's put so much work in this year, and it's just really nice to see it paying off.
And lastly, just your thoughts on being able to host a conference tournament, represent MSUB, welcome the teams to Dehler Park, and what it's going to mean to you to suit up and play this weekend for a conference championship tournament title.
It's going to be a big weekend. It's pretty nice to play at Dehler Park. It's one of the nicest places in our conference, so that's nice. But just having it be at home, we can stay in our own beds and represent the city of Billings is going to be great.
Thanks, Brody.
Thanks.
All right, Trevor, getting ready to host the 2015 GNAC Baseball Championships coming up later this week right here in Billings. Entering the weekend, you guys knew what you had to do. You had to go to St. Martin's and win one more game than Western Oregon. Talk about the team's mindset, remaining loose on the field and just playing to win and getting the job done.
Definitely. Our team definitely takes pride in being loose and playing loose. I think we play better when we play loose. Going into the weekend, we knew we had to take care of our business, and we weren't worried about anybody else. We knew we had to take care of us first, and if it was meant to be, it was meant to be, and it worked out for us well. So.
Brady Muller started things off in Game 1, a complete game effort, and he was just lights out, untouchable. That was the effort you needed. It was a 2-1 ball game, ended up being the closest of the weekend. But just talk about Brady taking the ball and doing what he did.
Well, we all know Brady. We all know what he can do, what he's capable of doing, and it's great to see him go out and keep the pitch count down and throw great, throw strikes, let his defense work behind him. And that's something else we've been taking pride in is really playing good defense and playing solid defense, not making errors, and keeping the confidence up for our pitching staff. And so I think we did a great job for that, and Brady threw well.
You hit 2 more home runs in the series. Was there anything that you saw your first time through facing St. Martin's here in Billings that helped you out in that respect, seeing the staff a second time?
I don't think anything specifically with the pitching staff. I was really trying to stay within our approach, using the big part of the field and letting the ball get deep. I've been struggling a little bit, getting out front a little bit early, but I just really tried to stay within myself, within my approach, and it worked out well. We knew the ball doesn't fly too well at St. Martin's, so we're trying to stay on top and hit line drives, and just happened, ball carried out.
So it was a fellow senior who was on the mound in the final game there. Jake Mills came in and threw 6 great innings in relief for you guys. When that final out was made, or right before it was made, what was going through your mind, seeing him out there and just looking around, seeing the great team that you had, and then going out onto the mound or the behind the mound and dogpiling. Just take me through that.
You know, it's pretty special feeling. I didn't know for sure. I'd had the rumor flying around that Western had dropped a game to NNU, and that would mean if we would have won, the complete sweep, we would have clinched. And just seeing that last ball go up in the air there to Casey Merritt over in left, I knew he had it. I knew he was okay. And, it was really great to be able to kind of go out on top, especially senior year for all of us, me and Mills and everybody else. It was a great feeling. The dog pile, always caps off a good thing. So.
And then just your thoughts this week. You welcome Western Oregon and Northwest Nazarene. Still work to do. Season goes on, and no better place than to do it right here at home. So your thoughts on hosting a conference tournament, what you're hoping to do this weekend?
Again, just trying to stay within ourselves. I think we're a great team on the road and at home, but especially at home. I think, everybody has the advantage when they're playing at home. They call it home field advantage for a reason. I think when we're at home and we stay within ourselves, we can compete with anybody, and we really got to try to stay within our approach and just do what we do at home and not try to do too much, not try to blow this whole tournament out of proportion. Just stay within ourselves and take care of business.
Thanks, Trevor.
You bet.
All right, Coach, getting ready to host the 2015 GNAC Baseball Championships coming up this weekend. Let's look back at last week against St. Martin's. You guys knew what you had to do coming into the series to host. You didn't have control over the other series going on, but you took care of business, won 4 games. Talk about your message to the guys entering that series and them getting it done.
We just spent the week really talking about the fact that we really didn't have total control over us being able to host, and that our job was to make sure that we got a share of that regular season championship. So by winning 4, we knew we'd get a share of it, and that was really our goal. And obviously with the hope that NNU would win at least a game at Western, but in our league, you just don't know. I mean, Western's a really tough team to beat and an even tougher team to beat at home. So we just tried to focus on one game at a time and tried to focus on the process during practice and just kind of keeping it simple, just trying to get better, trying to be as healthy as we be coming into the weekend. And the guys definitely bought in, and the first game ended up being a real test for us. It was a really tight game, right down to the very last pitch. It could have gone either way. And then, after that, I thought we relaxed a little bit and started swinging the bats.
Coming up big in that first game was Brady Muller. He earned GNAC Pitcher of the Week this week, a first-team all-conference selection. And with that start, he's now the GNAC career leader and starts with 41. Just reflect a bit on what Brady's meant to this program through his 4 years and how his start in game 1 there just kind of represented that.
Well, Brady's just always been a guy that when we need a big start, he gives it to us. Last year he really struggled with his health, had some back and shoulder problems, and just never really got to where we're used to seeing him. And I tell you what, he just didn't make a squeak and just kind of went about his business, prepared as best he could, still gave us a lot of innings. Was never a guy that was going to use that as an excuse. And this year he's been healthier and he's felt better and he's been more like himself. And man, at his best he's pretty good, and honestly at his worst he's pretty good too. So Brady, just that starts record. I know he would rather have the wins record or something that was more indicative of the quality. But the starts, having that many starts in our league is quality. I mean, you have to be really a good, solid pitcher in order to put that many years of consistency together. So, I mean, it says a lot about Brady and who he is.
The series wrapped up with another senior on the mound, Jake Mills, and arguably his best relief appearance of the season through 6 great innings. And it was fitting for him to be the one to throw the final pitch and then have the guys dogpile right on the mound with him. Just talk about what was going through your mind when you guys got that last out and the guys ran out on the field.
Well, you try not to think about it during the game because you don't want to get ahead of yourself. But we got into the 6th inning, and I think we were at that point up 5-0, and Jake was really on cruise control. And like he always does, he works fast, he throws lots of strikes, and the defense was really involved. And I just felt like we were defensively and on the mound, we were clicking on all cylinders in that last game. And 5-0 really felt like 10 or 12-0 because he was just so good and had just taken control of that game with his body language and with everything that he was showing that day. And we were hoping he would get us into the 6th, and he ended up finishing that game. So just a tremendous performance, and there's no way that he wasn't going to be the last to throw the last pitch there, and with the way that he was throwing the ball. So perfect ending to that scenario. We knew somewhere in the middle of that last game that NNU had won a game against Western, and so that win would mean a host and a conference championship to ourselves. So great game, great moment for our guys, and obviously a great moment for Jake.
And on Monday, the all-conference team being announced, the accolades being handed out, and you yourself, GNAC Coach of the Year, unanimous, and Brody Miller, the unanimous choice for the GNAC Player of the Year, 2nd year in a row that he's won that award, only the 2nd player in GNAC history to win it twice. Just your thoughts on a guy who you really tried to build this program around and who has started every game over 4 seasons and put up the type of numbers he has, really just a career player.
Well, I think with Brode, a lot of the same things are true of Brode as they are of Brady. It's like, it's easy to be a great player when you're at your best and you're healthy and everything is clicking. But Brody's a guy that when he's bad, he's good. He's just been very, very consistent throughout his career, regardless of how his day is going. If our team is doing well, he's happy, and it's one of those deals where he's just being rewarded for 4 years of work.
Looking ahead to this weekend and hosting the GNAC Championships, your thoughts on bringing that tournament to Billings and what it means for this program and your guys to play on your home turf and games of this magnitude?
Well, first of all, we have a great place to play, so we feel really fortunate to call Dehler Park our home. It's an awesome venue. It's something that everyone in the community and everyone in our region recognizes, what we have here. So from the very beginning of the year, that was one of our players' stated goals, was that we wanted to host that tournament and bring that tournament here. So I'm just proud of our guys for being able to do what we needed to do to make that happen. So hopefully, our hope for the tournament is that people will come out and see what a high level of baseball is being played in our conference, and what a high level of baseball that we are playing, and just really embrace that, and become Yellow Jacket fans. Our program's still very young, and still we're still trying to just establish a niche in Billings and in our community and in our state and in our region from a recruiting standpoint, but from a fan base standpoint too. So I hope that this allows us to showcase what we have in Billings, what we have in our program, and what we have in the GNAC, and just what a great product that all the teams put on the field.
Thanks, Coach.
Mm-hmm.